Bore da, shwmai, how are you doing? Or sut dych chi, should I say even. Croeso I week 2. What's week? Wythnos. Hang on. Yeah, wythnos. Wythnos dau. There you go. Week 2. My mind's gone blank. I've just been in my second lesson this week of Learn Welsh with Richard. And of course we have Bydd on Tuesday as well. And we're learning what I call like actual sentences and words that you would use in reality. So really exciting that we're back to it now. There's no more revision. We're doing new stuff. We're moving forward. And sy'n or sy'n is the phrase that we've been building on this unit. Unit 2 is tiny in comparison to Unit 1. And it's looking about the present tense, so your sy'n. Also return to oedd, which is the past tense, and fydd. And sy'n is used to combine sentences together, ultimately, is the very simplified version of it. So to give you an example, so dwi'n nabod rhywun, so I know somebody. Now usually you could be like, dwi'n nabod rhywun, mae en byw yn Australia. Now if you don't want to go into a new sentence with that whole mae en malarkey, you can use sy'n. So dwi'n nabod rhywun sy'n byw in Australia. So I know somebody who is living in Australia, as opposed to I know somebody, he lives in Australia, in that particular example. And the good thing about sy'n is that it's genderless. So you don't need the my en or the my heen, it's just sy'n, because it's who is, they, who and they, that's all that matters. Now, we nearly got caught out when we did this with Bydd on Tuesday because sydd wedi, so sy'n is sy apostrophe n, sy'n. If it's something that's been, your past tense, so it has been, it's sydd wedi. And there's no un. Sydd, well, there will be, but wedi's in there, so it's not sy'n, it's sydd wedi un whatever. So that's something to be mindful of. But it's a great way of linking these sentences together, which makes it far more conversational, as opposed to, I am speaking Welsh at you. I am speaking Welsh at you in longer sentences. It's a very subtle difference, but when you're talking about it and when you're in it, you're through, like you're doing really well. The negative, so that's if you do know somebody. If you don't know anyone who lives in France, then there is a slight change, which makes it a little bit, you just gotta be thinking about it when you know that you're going for the negative, because dwi'n nabod rhywun sy'n. Now, if you don't know anyone, it's not nabod rhywun, it's dwi ddim yn nabod neb. So that rhywun is kind of replaced with neb when it's the negative, when you don't know. So that's something to be mindful of if ever you're having these types of conversations. And then the question is, wyt ti'n nabod rhywun? So do you know anyone? Sy wedi bod yn y gemau Olympaidd. So do you know anyone who has been in the Olympic Games? And because that's who has been, this is the sy wedi bod. There you go. What I was just mentioning earlier. Anyone think I planned these things through? So wyt ti'n or dach chi'n depends on who you're talking to, because you gotta remember your respect and your authority. And yes, I did do my lesson with Richard and a card, because that's how much I love learning Welsh and don't want to miss it. And that's what I love about these Zoom lessons as well. I've signed up for the 100% online learning, which is great because I'm here, there and ever at the moment. So for the sake of just plugging in on my phone or whatever, then I'm there in my lesson. We've also gone back to a question, still staying with this sydd word, because we only did it in one unit for Mynediad, and probably now it's going to stay that way with this, but now it's like I feel like it's going to underpin the rest of the units, all 20 plus of them that are still left to go. But beth sy ar y teledu heno? What's on television tonight? Beth sy ginio fory? What is for dinner tomorrow? So that is, it's such an important word in English. In Welsh, you don't learn it straight off the bat for whatever reason in Mynediad. Even when we did it in Mynediad, it was 3/4 of the way through, and we did it to be aware of it and then moved on, which frustrated me at the time. In fact, I was talking to Tony, who's on Welsh learning as well, who did Mynediad in my group as well, and we're now doing Sylfaen together as well. And he feels the same as me, that already, Unit 2, we're far more conversational in what we're doing. And the group that we're in now is so accomplished at wanting to speak. And even Richard said at the end of our lesson then, is the enthusiasm and the desire to want to speak the language is apparent. So I'm chuffed with that. Faint o amser sy gyda chi? So how much time have you got? Faint o waith sy gyda chi? How much work have you got? And we're bringing in all these mutations and all these sentence structures, and it's just making it sound so much more real now as well, because we always talk in like generalities, but to learn a language you need to know what it is you're saying before you can go general, which is why we've done it the way we've done it. There's also been we had a rap from Fydd as well, which was a recap of the unit at the end of Unit 1, so that was particularly spectacular. I wish I had it recorded, but alas, I did not. We've also started listening and talking with the different sgwrs, and a swyddfa, and also trying to listen and pick out phrases and words as well. And then we're actually using breakout rooms because there's enough of us to do that now. Just trying to have questions that are prompted, and people are bringing in their own little bits of vocabulary based on personalization. And generally speaking, I feel like we've picked up exactly where we left off from the Mynediad, and I'm really chuffed with that. One thing I've missed, sy is present tense, that's sydd. So dwi'n nabod rhywun sy'n chwarae golf. I know someone who plays golf. If I know someone that used to play golf, it would be dwi'n nabod rhywun oedd yn chwarae golf. So we've used roedd and vron in the past. So that's your past tense, your roedd and oedd. So dwi'n nabod rhywun oedd yn chwarae golf. I know someone who used to play golf. And if I know someone who will be playing golf in the future, very similar to the structure that we have done in Mynediad again, it's dwi'n nabod rhywun fydd yn chwarae golf dydd Sul. So I know someone who will be playing golf on Sunday. Dwi'n nabod rhywun fydd yn chwarae golf dydd Sul. And, we're doing well. We're doing well. We are making our way through. Next week is definitely going to get into more conversational because it's the I would likes. I remember on Twitter, at HelloTomDyer, I was talking about wanting to order food out and about, and I got all hung up about whether I use dwi eisiau, which is I want, or ga I, may I have. But there's also a new sentence which we're learning next week, which you'll have to tune in to find out what it is. And yeah, any questions, ask, because hopefully we'll have Thomas Hopkins on as a regular guest on the Early Morning Breakfast Show on Pure West Radio, 6 till 8 every weekday. And also there might be something in it for you if you want to flex your Welsh muscles. So keep following, like and subscribe and all of that stuff. There's a playlist with the Sylfaen videos, which this one's going on. There's an old playlist with the Mynediad videos on as well. And I've added one with Thomas where he revealed my result. So I'm very chuffed, very excited to that to be added to that playlist as well. And until next week, have a great one. And gwelwch I chi wythnos nesa. See you next week. I think that's right. I really need to nail that down. But I'm still emailing my tutors in Welsh as much as I can, and so I need to explain something properly so they know what I'm doing. But I will see you next week. Until then, hwyl fawr.